How's it going, guys? Drew Brown here, back again with another episode of Games on a Budget. On today's episode, I'm going to be talking about the simple but sweet Metroidvania, Momodora, Reverie Under the Moonlight. Before that, though, let me explain exactly what a Metroidvania is. A Metroidvania is a term used to describe 2D platformers with RPG elements that include a large map that players are able to explore freely, among other things. The term itself is a mashup of Metroid and Castlevania, the two franchises which introduce these core concepts, thus birthing the term, Metroidvania. Now onto the game. Developed by Bomb Service and published by Playism, Momodora is a very simplistic Metroidvania, with a very simplistic story. You play as Kaho, a priestess on a journey to bring an end to a curse that has been plaguing the land. You search through Karst City in order to find the source of the curse, the Queen of Karst. The only way to end the curse is to kill the Queen. Karst City as a whole is a lot smaller of a map than in most games like this, but it is jam-packed full of personality. There are many interesting zones, all of which look very nice and add a lot of atmosphere to the game. The art and sprite work as a whole are expertly done in this game. All of the animations look very fluid, and I find the color palettes for each of the zones are very pleasing to the eye. It's overall just a very beautiful game to look at. The zones are usually relatively dark, while the characters themselves are styled in a cute, almost chibi art style. The cute-looking characters really pop amongst the somewhat lonely, abandoned feeling of Karst City. Mechanics-wise, if you're looking for a ton of different weapons and spells, sadly, this is not your game. Kaho's only weapon of choice is her magical leaf, which packs quite the punch. I really love the melee in this game because when you hit someone with it, you really feel it. They seem to have really put a lot of thought and work into the combat animations of both Kaho and the enemy characters. The sound it makes and the weight it gives Kaho when she uses it really makes it hit hard and feel good to use. Kaho has a dodge roll, which gives her iframes and is very handy in some boss battles. She gets a dash later in the game, and my personal favorite, very late in the game, she gets the ability to straight up turn into a cat. This helps her reach places she couldn't reach before. You can purchase other things from the store that give you other minor things, but they aren't really necessary. One of the most interesting parts of the game are the boss battles. There are many different kinds of bosses, ranging from bosses the same size as Kaho that are faster and have more attacks than her to giant bosses that use spheres and or lasers to try to stop you. The combat is extremely well thought out throughout the entire game and is an absolute joy mechanically. My only complaint is that it's a little on the short side. My first playthrough took me about 5.5 hours to complete and is a short experience but a golden one that is definitely worth your time and money. Momodora Reverie Under the Moonlight is actually the 4th game in the Momodora series. However, it is a prequel. So you don't have to have played the other 3 games to understand this one. Momodora is actually $9.99 on Steam, Xbox Live, and PSN. It comes as a very high recommendation from me, but hey, what about you guys? Any games to recommend? Hit up our Twitter at ZTV goofing off with the hashtag GOAB. This has been Drew Brown, and I'll see you next time with another cheap game.